Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we dive into a record that kickstarted one of the most aggressive and unapologetic metal acts of the 2000s, DevilDriver's self-titled debut album, released back in 2003. This is the album that marked frontman Dez Fafara's transition from the new metal scene of cold chamber into a much heavier, more brutal territory. So let's talk about what made this debut such a defining moment in early 2000s groove metal, without any spoilers, just pure riffs, raw power and honest impression. At the time of its release, DevilDriver dropped into a landscape that was craving something heavier, faster and more authentic than what mainstream metal had become. Dez Fafara, tired of the image-heavy world of cold chamber, teamed up with guitarist Jeff Kendrick, bassist John Miller, guitarist Evan Pitts and drummer John Beckelin to create something that fused the aggression of death metal with the rhythmic pulse of groove and melodic sensibility. This wasn't about catchy choruses or clean vocals. This was about raw emotion, frustration and a complete rebirth of Dez as a vocalist. From the opening track, Nothing's Wrong, you immediately feel that unrelenting wall of sound. The guitars have the sharp grinding tone that cuts straight through you, while Beckelin's drumming is absolutely feral, rapid fire, double kicks, blast beats and creative fills that elevated ever tracks like I Couldn't Care Less and Die perfectly capture DevilDriver's signature earlier blend of groove laden riffs and controlled chaos. Dez's vocals are harsh, venomous and emotionally charged, gone are the melodic styles of his previous band. Instead he delivers every line with sheer intensity, often bordering on Catholic rage. Even though this debut doesn't fully showcase the refined songwriting that would later perfected on the Fury of a Maker's Hand, it lays the groundwork beautifully, a raw foundation of what would become DevilDriver's signature sound. There's a lot of emotional weight behind this album. You can hear Dez's exercising old demons, frustration with the music industry, personal transformation and a hunger to prove himself. The lyrics might seem straightforward on the surface, but they carry a very real sense of breaking free from constraints, defining expectations and reclaiming authenticity. The production handled by Dez and Daniel Ray gives the record that gritty, almost underground vibe. Not overly polished, but still powerful enough to feel modern. It's chaotic, it's unrelenting, and that's exactly what makes it work. If you're diving into the album for the first time, here are some highlights worthy of paying attention to. I Couldn't Care Less, probably the most recognizable track, pure attitude and aggression. Die, relentless drumming and a hook that'll get your head banging instantly. Swing in the Dead, a fan favorite live, one of the album's best blends of groove and chaos. Nothing's Wrong, the opener that sets the tone for the whole record. Each of these songs showcase the band's potential. You can feel that this is a beginning, not the final form. Over 20 years later, DevilDriver still stands as a strong debut, not perfect but undeniably authentic. It marks a clear line in the sand between Dez's past and his future. While later albums like The Last Kind Words and Pray for Villains would push the technical and melodic aspects further, this debut has a rawness that's hard to replicate. It's the sound of reinventing, the birth of a new era for frontman and a band that would go on to define American groove metal for a new generation. If you're into bands like Lamb of God or Machine Head, this album is a must listen. That's it for today's review of DevilDriver. If you love aggression, cathartic metal with a raw edge, give this one a spin, or a respin if it's been a while. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment about your favorite track from this album or your favorite DevilDriver era. Until next time, keep your horns high, your riffs heavy and your soul loud.